This is lesson number 7. So the first thing we're going to do is, because we've got quite a few chords already, is we're going to recap all the chords that we've done before and just practice. So just try and play along with me. It'll not be too fast, but if you can match my speed, you'll be doing well, both in memory and the fact that your fingers can move like that. Okay, so let's go through the chords. Let's do the minors first. I'll just shout them out. So the first one is E minor. Play me E minor. Go. D minor, A minor, C chord, G chord, D chord, A chord, and E major. Okay. We have looked at one song already, but if you look online, maybe look up your favourite artist, probably you'll find these chords coming up again and again and again. So it's always good to have a look yourself and try and find songs that interest you. So let's go through them once more. E minor, D minor, A minor, C, G, D, A major, E major. Okay, so let's go through those a little bit quicker, just in case you've got them already at that speed. Okay, so let's do it 1, 2, bit faster. Ready, go. E minor, D minor, A minor, C, G, D, A major, E. Okay, if you're really fast, let's go through them a bit quicker. 1, E minor, 2, 3, go. E minor, D minor, A minor, C, G, D, A, E. Okay. Last time we showed you with the E chord, this. Okay, so what we're going to be learning is a couple of blues rhythm figures. Blues are really good, they're the basis of a lot of rock songs, a lot of pop songs as well. And if you want to start playing with other musicians, maybe you've got a friend that's a guitar player and you want to kind of jam together, then you can use this chord sequence as a kind of basis to play together. Also, if you go to jam sessions, maybe you want to go and start out and playing live, you can use this as quite a common thing for jam sessions, just for guys to play over. It gives you a common ground, maybe if everybody knows all different songs. And generally people know this kind of blues progression. So this week I'll just show you the first kind of riff and then we'll kind of expand on it as it goes. Okay, so it's gonna be, it's based in E, the first one anyway. So we've got E, and we're gonna play a power chord. Which is a 2-note version. It's a shortened chord. A power chord, it works really well if you use a lot of distortion on your sound. In fact, if I demonstrate that, so let me put this on. It's too loud, actually. So that's me put quite a lot of distortion on my guitar sound. Now if I play a complicated chord, listen to the way the chord rings out and it'll sound quite messy. Okay, I'll do it once more. You can kind of hear the notes coming in and out and clashing with each other, and that can be a good sound sometimes, but listen when I play a power chord. Sounds like that to my ears. Sounds a lot cleaner. So you'll find this in a lot of rock songs, the power chord, especially ones that use distortion, kind of more kind of heavy rock and metal and different styles like that. So go back, we're going to play our first power chord. So E string of the guitar, and then take your first finger and I want you to hold fret 2 on the A string. And you only want to play those 2 strings. If you play all the other strings, it sounds like that, which we don't want. Okay? What you should do is be lazy for the first time with your first finger and lay your first finger flat, choking the other strings. That means you can strum all the strings, you can be a bit more careless with this hand. you're not going to hear those strings ringing. It's just a bit flat with that finger. Okay. Now, this is what it sounds like. What we're going to do is take a third finger, and it's going to come on and off the fifth string at the 4th fret. Okay, just watch. It's the same note. The same string. Sorry, and we're just making the note higher up. Some people think it's always got to be in the different string. It doesn't. It's the same string. Okay, that goes from E5 to E6. E5's the proper name for a power chord. Okay, and what we're going to do is strum each one 2 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And if you listen to the rhythm, I'll make the rhythm slightly lopsided. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's called the shuffle rhythm, which you'll hear in blues music a lot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so that's going to be the start of a blues progression, and I'm going to show you a couple more chords, and then we'll do the whole progression next time. Okay, so first of all, I just want you to practice that. And tap your foot like that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and. Okay, the other 2 chords we need for this are 7th chords. So far we've only dealt with major chords. Here's an A major, which is the happy sound. And then we've got the minor chord, which is the sadder sound. Okay, so now we're going to do 7th chords. They're kind of more jazzy, or well, we're doing blues music, but it's bluesy sound. It's a little bit more sophisticated than the major chord, even though it comes from the same family. Okay, so that's going to be our first chord, A major to A7. So drop off your middle finger, and you should have the G string as open. Okay. The E chord, if we take off our 3rd finger, that gives us E7. So it's E, 3rd finger off. A, middle finger out. And the last one is B7. A hated chord in a lot of circles because you're gonna use your pinky. Pinky's quite unruly and takes a bit of practice to get used to using it. Okay, so the B7, it's a little bit tricky, but it's not too hard. Put your 2nd finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. Put your 1st finger on the 4th string at the 1st fret. 3rd finger, 2nd fret. And then we're going to miss the 2nd string, and the pinky's going to go in the top string. Now what happens is when you jump into this chord, is sometimes you'll miss with the pinky. That's where the problem will arise. Okay, so it's fretted note, miss, fretted note, miss, fretted note. And if you play that from string 5, it should sound like that. You'll probably get it. Probably this note and the open B string might be a little bit unclear. Land as much as you can your fingertips. Again, that's to do with the thumb. Okay, so that's going to be our 3 chords for the blues. E7, sorry, A, middle finger off, 7, and then we've got B7. So what I'm going to show you is the actual chord progression now. This is called a 12-bar blues because it's 12 bars in length. It's like I said, it's a standard chord progression, so everybody knows kind of what they're doing, what to follow. So if we have a quick look at the screen, and then we'll just see the pattern. The pattern is as follows. We've got the E, so we play that for 4 bars. Okay, then we move up to the A for 2 bars, then back down to E for 2 more bars. Okay, so let's play that first of all. It's pretty easy to remember. So it's E for 4 bars, up to the A chord for 2 more, then back to the E for 2. So that's 8 in total. 4 in the E, 2 in the A, 2 in the E. So if you just tap our foot and count that out, okay? 1, E7, so put your fingers on, third finger off, tap foot, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's E, 2, 3, again. E, 2, 3, third bar, E, 2, 3, E. Moving up, A7, go. 2, 3, A again. Back down to E, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the first 4 bars. So we'll look at the last 4 bars. This is called the turnaround, which brings you back round to the first chord, okay? It can also be used as an introduction as well. So if we look at the turnaround, this is the most complicated part of it. So if we look at the screen, so you can see a turnaround here. We've got B7, A, we're going to play A7, it's just written as A here. Then we've got E, and then we're back to B7. So B7, A, E, and B7. Landing this B7, that's the strong chord that leads us back to the beginning of the E. So if we play that, we'll have the B7. Okay, so B7. 1, 2, 3, A7. 2, 3, E7. 2, 3, B7. 2, 3, and then that's us back to the beginning. So hopefully you can hear B7 wants to go back to E, okay? So do that once more. I've got the B7, A7, E7, 2, 3, B7. That's our final chord. Back to E, back to the top, okay? What you may find is, this sounds really familiar. If it does, it's because it's in so many songs. You've heard it, things like maybe like Johnny Be Good, you've seen like in the Back to the Future movie, the Chuck Berry song, tons of blues music. It's like the staple of blues music. You'll hear it again and again and again, which therefore informs rock and roll, which informs rock and the heavy metal, pop, and even some kind of basic jazz is kind of built off this. So you'll have heard it a million times in adverts everywhere. You'll have heard it. Okay, so let's play through the whole progression. So I'm going to have E for 4, A for 2, back to E, and then we're going to do the turnaround. B, A, E, B. Okay, so you can have a look at your PDF if you're going to think you're going to forget that. But I'll say the chords as we go. So let's start on the E7. Ready? 1, 2, E7, go. 1, 2, 3, again. 1, 2, 3, again. 1, 2, 3, last time. Moving it up to A, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, again. 1, 2, back down to E, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, B7 coming up next, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, A next. 1, 2, 3, E. 1, 2, 3, back to B7. Hopefully you hear that's kind of hanging. Back to E. Sounds finished, okay? So if you play along and just get used to those chords, then next time we'll just fill that in with the rhythm. Okay. So now we're going to look through the C major scale again, that we've done before. Last time we were talking about introducing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. The alternate picking, so we can play a bit faster, a bit more kind of fluidly. This time we're going to try and bump the speed up a little bit. Now the common thing is, the metronome we've been using at 60 BPM is turn the metronome up 70, 80, 100 and keep going. Which is one way of doing it. The other way is changing the rhythm. So instead of, we've been doing quarter notes, which means one note for every click or foot tap. Now we're going to double it up from quarter notes into eighth notes, which means we're playing 2 notes for every beat. So I count this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now with your foot and your plectrum, that's down, up, 3 and 4 and down, up, 3 and 4 and. So you shouldn't be doing anything different from that. So you can start practicing your scale like this, and this will build your technique up a little bit more. So I'm going to count you in and you're going to play it for me. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now what you want to do is stop at the top and then come back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, do it again. 1, 2, 3, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Now if that's too fast, just tap your foot a little bit slower. Just make sure that downstroke's connecting with the foot, so it doesn't matter what speed. So you can try that with the metronome at 60. It's up to yourself. Again, everybody's different, so just play at a speed that's comfortable. Make sure the notes are clear and make sure you're not tensing up and struggling to get the notes out. Just try and be relaxed. And if just playing with the metronome is just a total nightmare and you're not getting it at all, just turn the metronome off for a little bit. It means you're just not used to playing the notes yet and your fingers are just wondering where to go. Also maybe just sitting and going down up, getting used to that mechanic on the guitar. And remember, it comes from the wrist, just make small motions. And don't show too much of the plectrum to the string and dig in too hard. You want your plectrum just to kind of glance the string. Okay, so for next time, if you practice that in the 8th notes, okay, you can practice with or without the metronome as long as you've got something keeping you in rhythm, so it beat your foot or the metronome. Sometimes maybe typing into YouTube a drum beat, maybe 60 BPM drum beat, that might be a little bit more musical for you. Okay, we'll go through, I want you to go through all the chords that we've done. I'll just recap these and the blues progression that we went through, which you've got in your PDF, so just make sure you've got that. E for 4, A for 2, E for 2, then you've got the turnaround. And practice that. So the chords you need to do for this time are E minor, D minor, A minor, then we've got C, G, D, A, E, then we've got the 7ths, E7, A7, and B7. So let's just spend a couple of minutes just going through those. That's like a huge workout with the chords, just going through that. But it really will make a difference. Okay, thank you.